I actually we didn't talk. We talked a lot about y'all's history, but Tiffany, I had no idea you played lacrosse. Let's talk about that because I had zero clue you played lacrosse. Not that I was like, oh, she wouldn't play lacrosse. I was just like, I had no clue you did lacrosse. I don't know what I thought you did sports wise, but
Nothing. No, I'm just kidding. Anyway,
look, I wasn't gonna say it, but
I'm a very mediocre person. Like, I'm just
That's a
mediocre
lie.
at everything.
No, that's a lie. Anyways, continue.
It's the truth. So, like, I've been playing since freshman year. It was kind of like a fluke thing because I joined the day that practices started, and like I had to get my concussion tested next day, and it was a hot mess. I make impulse decisions all the time, mostly because I'm really bad at planning, but it's fine.
The reason I'm stressed all the time. Anyway,
I prefer living life like that.
I plan out literally every second of my life.
I can't do that.
that's like the mirror of us. Except I don't plan everything, but I would say Beans plans nothing.
That's a fair assessment.
That's a fair assessment there. So now you guys just need like the equivalent of a Zach Taylor. By the way, get yourself a Zach Taylor if you're starting
Yeah.
a podcast.
Everybody in life, he can be your therapist. He can be your moderator.
He can be your stand-in if you can't make it to a BeansTalk episode. Like that's help. That helps too. That was a stressful time when I couldn't make it to an episode, and I was like, I hope Zach can fill in some way. But he did great. Get yourself a Zach Taylor. Also, for you guys specifically, get yourself a Zach Taylor. Don't get ours, but
We might steal him. Zach, you want to come to the...
Whoa,
We
whoa.
pay. We'll buy you
I
food.
mean, I can always just do both, really.
crap. We don't buy him food.
Yeah, come on, guys.
Me and Tiffany have jobs. We have money.
Well, I don't have a job.
Come over to...
She
Come over
can
to...
get you canes.
Yeah, I can...
Oh, yeah, that's true. Dude, Kempf is so
Something
good.
inside.
I can
Beans, you want to help us out here? You got any Martin's perks you want to win Zach over with?
All right. You can get 10% off your groceries, my good sir.
That's actually
not the
pretty good, if I'm gonna be honest.
Yeah, that's like those are some pretty good chicken tenders going up against each other. That's some good chicken that you can compete with. I guess if you feel like it, Amelia, what's your opinion on chicken?
Oh, man. I mean, my theology class really has heard a lot about it.
I'm curious, can you say anything else besides Cane's here now that you work at Cane's?
I think so. I don't know. They never made me sign like an agreement saying I can't bash them. I mean, there's some times where one day we just had a disaster where we had no food and we had nothing to clean the fryers, and so they got really dirty, but it actually makes the chicken taste really good for some reason. I don't know. That
it's
seems
just
sketchy to
left
me.
over.
Yeah. Anyway, so then we cleaned one of the fryers and we dropped chicken in there, and they were like, "Okay, let's test it." And I ate it, and I swear to you, I was sick for days. I don't know what happened. Everyone else was fine. I don't know if I just got one bad piece. Anyways, I actually love Cane's. I would not work there if I didn't love it. Because the work environment's very stressful and very high pressure all the time because it's literally busy all the time when I work.
Yeah, it's really it's new, and the fact that it's new to South Bend, and also it's so great. This is also, I mean, I would love to talk more about chicken, but I did want to get into this too because I just recently found out the reason I think that Amelia and I were probably really excited for Cane's because we knew what Cane's was. Because Cane's is huge in the South, and we both used to live in Texas. And it was so good, and I hadn't had it in so long. And when I found out it was coming to South Bend, I got super excited because I remembered it from Texas. And it was all over Houston, which is where I live most of the time in Texas. But I wanted to ask you about that because I didn't get a chance really to talk much about it in class when I found out. I didn't know you lived in Texas.
I didn't know you lived in Texas either, which is bizarre. I talk about it. I guess maybe this year I haven't really talked about it, and we haven't really had any classes together besides this year. But yeah, I lived in Austin for the first 9.5 years of my life. I moved here halfway through 3rd grade. That was it's a culture shock. I don't know if you experienced this, but when I came here, everything was so different. I went to public school in Austin, Texas. And that's a very different vibe from Catholic school in South Bend, Indiana.
Yeah, I ended my journey in Texas in a private school, but it was only for like, I think it was only for like 2 or 3 years. Like even though I was when I came here, I wasn't too unfamiliar with it. But going from public to private is different, even if it's just private. But yeah, also like a private Catholic school, that's definitely a different kind of transition. But
I mean,
I know what you mean.
It was insane. Like, it was just a totally different vibe. I remember, the huge thing when I was in 3rd grade was that everyone had a feather in their hair. It was just like the thing in Austin, Texas. Like, everyone had like, you would go and get it like put in like a hair extension, but it was like a feather.
Austin's weird. Like,
oh yeah,
Austin is like, I forget where it was this like this thing, this like shop that we used to go to in the shopping center when I was in Texas, and they had a shirt that said "Keep Austin Weird." Now that's not just an Austin thing. I think they have that for a lot of cities. But that's the first time I ever saw that, and then I went to Austin. It is a little strange. It's definitely the place that everyone thinks should be in California instead. It should.
Yeah, I mean, I think like since like when I grew up there, obviously I didn't live downtown. I lived in Round Rock, so it was like a little suburb, but we were right by downtown. Now that I've gone back and seen it for what it really is like one of the huge things. Like, if you didn't have a Keep Austin Weird shirt, like, you were weird. Like, you were not cool. Everyone had multiple of them in multiple colors, multiple designs. Like, that was just the thing. Everyone we had ones with our grade school on the front that say "Keep Austin Weird" on the back.
Yeah, there was all sorts of stuff. I feel like this specific shop that I don't remember what the store was called, but that was their thing, and I don't even know why they sold it to us, because we lived in Dallas at the time, and they were giving us "Keep Austin Weird" shirts in this store, and we were like, "What does that even mean?" And then we went to Austin, and everyone was wearing them.
Everyone wears them all the time. Yeah. That's just a thing.
This is the first time I'm hearing about
I've never told Tiffany about this. I don't know. Like, I never went. So Tiffany's come to Texas with me twice or just once?
Once.
Once. We went, but we went to McKinney to see my grandpa. So we didn't go to Austin. But yeah, like, it's just a huge Austin thing. I don't know. But like, I didn't know you lived in Texas. That actually explains a lot, because you don't act like you're from South Bend. I mean, Tiffany's not from Texas, but she's also not from South Bend. She's from Seattle. So, like, I think it's not a bash on South Bend people. Well, on some it is, but most of them
very different.
Yeah, it's a very different mentality. Like,
very different social.
Wait, I don't even sense this, that you guys are not.
Well, the thing is, you can't, because you've lived in South Bend all your life.
Because you lived in South Bend, you don't get it unless you're not from South Bend.
Like, there's even just ways that you guys talk that are different. Like, obviously there's a difference, because there's the stereotypical Texan accent, and I don't even realize that I have it. But I don't think. But my mom has it a little more than I do. But because my mom, the longest time when we lived in Texas, was like, you don't even have that Southern drawl. I was like, I don't know why, but then we come here and people in the South Bend are like, but you do. But
I swear, like, I didn't ever think that I even had an accent or anything like that. And then I moved here, and like, people were like, why are you talking so weird? Like, I was like low-key bullied for it. So now I don't.
No.
I mean, there's some times where it wasn't you, Ben, but there were
Beans is checking to make sure.
No, it wasn't you.
I don't think I bullied anyone in grade school.
No, I don't think you could ever bully anyone, Beans. Come on, dude.
But there were people, and like, now I mean, there's still things like I say y'all all the time. Even when I refer to one person, I'll be like, "What are y'all doing today?" Like,
yeah, that is one thing.
And the way that I say it, like, you can tell that I'm probably from the South, and like, I used to really
because when I first moved here, people knew I was from Texas because it was such a big deal. There's a new kid, and I came in the middle of the year, so that was even bigger of a deal.
Same, right? Why is that so weird?
Yeah, but the thing is, they would be like, "Oh, you're from Texas," so they would constantly, not even as like a joke, they would constantly try to adjust to me, so they would try to say y'all, but they say it in the most like stereotypical Texan accent.
Oh, y'all do.
Yeah, like, but you say y'all. You say y'all, and if the way we say it, it's just normal. But if anyone else here says it, which they never do, but if they do, they'll go like y'all, and they'll like the L will be so long, but it doesn't have to be that long. It's not at all No, like that's not how it sounds.
No, it's just it's so natural to me. So like I just say y'all all the time, and it's just like rolls off the tongue. And then I'll hear people be like I don't know if it was Mrs. O'Brien. It was some teacher in St. Joe. They're like y'all. I'm like no.
Yeah.
Ew, that's so gross.
Even sometimes when they're not even trying to like make fun of Texas or try to be Texan, even if they're just trying to implement it into their language, it doesn't work if you lived in South Bend all your life. Like
I agree.
Like Beans, I don't know if it's a little different. I don't know. You're like an actor, but I don't know if that contributes to you being able to say it naturally. Like I don't even know if you could do it and it's like we notice anything.
Do other people actually try to say it like they're Southern?
Yeah, and they don't do it on purpose.
Definitely.
They don't.
Say y'all without a Southern accent.
Sometimes it's even like I've had friends of mine here that are like, "Dude, you're getting me to say y'all." I'm like, "Yeah, but you're not saying it right." But it's because of me that they're saying that. But they're saying it in a South Bend, Northwestern way, and it doesn't sound good to me. But it sounds normal to them.
It hurts my ears. I swear. Same thing.
It's not as smooth.
No, I swear. Also, when people say pop, I actually want to vomit.
No,
I hate that.
We called it Coke. We just called it Coke.
Everything was a Coke.
Everything was a Coke.
No, so like the waiter would come up to you and be like, "Oh, you want a Coke?" And you'd be like, "Yeah, I want an orange Coke." And that's like an orange fan.
That's the thing, though. That's the thing. I remember saying that, but because of what the Midwest has done to me,
saying Coke
I can't imagine calling anything Coke anymore. But now I like because I can't do that.
Soda now.
But I don't say pop either. I say soda. I'll have a soda. Like I can't say pop, but I can't say Coke anymore. It was weird because
pop.
It's not soda either, but it's not pop.
I get it. We actually have like a outside of the Midwest dominance right here. Like you guys are the majority.
Yeah.
Zach and I can't gang up on you guys and be like, no, it's pop, losers. All right, say it right.
You're wrong. No, it's just so our third grade teacher that we had, Mrs. Nemeth, Ben and Zach and Tiffany all know who it is. Jacob.
Wait a minute. Is this Nicole Nemeth?
It's her mother.
Oh, I was about to say, what? She came to St. Joe?
No. So her mom was our third. So she was the first teacher that I had. And she tried to make me feel really welcome, and it didn't go well. She partnered me with this one girl. She partnered me with Anna Skorkin, who I absolutely we vibe now and we're cool. But she just did not like me at the time. No one did. Because I was new and people don't like new people. And I'm a very outgoing person.
Yeah, it wasn't that they didn't like you. They were just confused.
Yeah, also
third graders.
Were definitely. Yeah.
People, that's just another Midwest thing. You guys don't open up to people.
People are so weird. People are so closed off. In Texas, you just would talk to people and be around people.
The difference here is that people will make it seem like they're open to a relationship with you, when in reality, that's just them being nice. Well, yeah, and I never understood that when I moved here. I thought all these people were friends with me, and I'm like, wait a minute. No, that's not how this is.
I didn't understand that either. I genuinely had no idea. I thought all these people were in Texas, that's just everyone is friend. There were people you didn't get along with, but you don't talk to people unless you want to be their friend. Mm-hmm. That's just how it works.
Especially in the city. Oh my gosh. You do not look someone in the eye if you have no intention of interacting with them whatsoever. If you look someone in the eye, you're either trying to start a fight
or you want to be their friend.
Throw back to our theology class.
Yeah, but there's just, I didn't understand that people were just felt obligated to be nice and weren't just trying to be friends. I just never, it took me so long to realize that, and I was so confused. But just literally what?
So wait, could I not exist in the South? Or something? Or
it'd be, you know what? But you're nice all the way through. There's I don't know. I mean, but even
I think you could.
A barrier. I mean, anyone in the, it's hard for me to read it now because I'm friends with a lot of people and I've been here for a long time. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's very difficult because people are both really nice and rude in the South because they either really like you and will be super open about it, or they'll just be up in your face I don't like you. But no one is quiet.
No one is in the middle. I think it's more of just hiding the fact that you don't like someone, and that irritates me so much because I'd rather have someone be straight up with me.
Cause like I sometimes I get a lot of like hate. Like I know sometimes it's fake hate, but I think people actually do just not like that I'm so open about how I feel about people. Like I will just openly bash people in class because that's just how it is. Like that's how I grew up, and like that was normal for me. And then I'm openly very nice to people. But then in the South, it's kind of just a like, or not in the South, in here, in the Midwest, it's just kind of like this weird in-between gray area all the time. And I, like now, people, I think, are understanding more because we're in high school. But like when I was younger, for sure, and still in high school, people were hating on me for just being so open about who I liked and who I didn't like.
Wait, Jacob, I have a question for you. When you moved here, did you ever have an experience where someone said something rude or like a little off, and then you said something about it, and then they got weird with you? Like that?
It's like it wasn't even that bad. Like there were so many instances. Nothing popped into my head immediately, but I know what you mean. It's like if someone just is like, "Hey, your hairs look a little weird today," or something like that. And then I go and I'm like, that's a little rude. And they go, why did you respond to me? Like,
yes, right? Oh
it's not a super negative thing. It's not at all like a super negative cultural clash. It's just different. It's like not what we are as Southerners.
It's so weird to me. Like, what? You don't say stuff to people unless you like have a purpose of saying it.
Yeah.
Like, I just don't understand. Like, to me, how I've been raised and where I'm from, that's a waste of breath. Like, you don't talk to someone if you have no purpose of pursuing a relationship with them or, like, passing off information or anything. Like, we just don't talk to people like that. It's just so weird.
It's so weird because, like, I think especially just, oh my gosh, we were talking about this in the car a few days ago. Yeah. But just, like, I don't know, maybe you can explain it better. Just, like,
oh, okay, so
like my experience of it.
People used to literally bully her or like just talk crap. And then I would say things to people like, oh yeah, swimming is something that you do when you're 8 and you stay doing it when you're 8. I literally said that to someone because he was being a bad word to somebody else. And so of course I'm gonna comment. I mean, and then he got upset and then he started crying. This was in grade school. It was really
okay.
I'm a demon.
But no, like, so like what Tiffany was saying, like people would just like attack me and I would say something about it
and I would get all weird.
Yeah, people would get weird that I would like defend myself or defend.
Of course like, she's gonna say something to you because you called her a name.
Yeah, like what is that? Why do people just take like criticism here and not say anything? It's the most like I will like openly hate on people thinking it's like sometimes it's a joke, sometimes I really do hate on people, and then they just sit there in silence and I'm like, respond. Man. Like I just don't get that of like people don't expect a response when you're talking to them. I don't know.
Speaking of like clowning on people that you're really good friends with, that's how I make my best friends, is just completely shattering their egos.
Like the blue mouth thing. You know? Like,
no, yeah, I definitely get that. Like, I don't know if Beans remembers, but I don't think I openly did, but Beans was like Beans. We've talked about how like when we did don't worry, it's not that bad.
I'm so scared for some reason.
We both did athletic gym, and everyone was weak at the beginning of that. But Beans is like a goofy person, so he was like both not able to lift a lot, but also like seemed uncoordinated to me, but also
uncoordinated. Don't have to say seemed.
Well, you seemed and I was like, well, he's not because he's in cross country. Like you were in cross country.
That has nothing to do with coordination.
Cross country. Okay, no, we're the most uncoordinated people of all time. I was the greatest ultimate frisbee player of all time compared to those guys.
No,
you can't throw.
But I mean, like, basic coordination. Sometimes Beans would just be acting stupid, and it would look like he didn't know how to walk. That's what I mean. But sometimes...
No, I don't know how to walk.
but like, it's like what Tiffany said. I would sometimes just be like, dude, you look strange, or like...
What?
I would just...
this at all.
Well, I don't know. It may have even been behind your back, maybe. I don't know. Who knows?
Oh, that's Brian?
Where's the pot?
been
Guys, this
honestly
is a big controversy.
It probably was because the only friend I had in that class that I knew before high school was Zach Bryan, and I was like, "Hey Zach, isn't Beans kind of like weird and stupid?" And then he was like, "Yeah, but he's kind of funny too." And I was like, "Yeah, he's kind of funny." And now we're on a
then
podcast.
we became the Three Musketeers. That's how.
Yeah, but then he left.
Yeah, and broke my
Does he
heart.
not go to St. Joe anymore?
No, he's at Marion right now. Actually.
Oh wait. Yes, you're right. I realized I keep forgetting who goes to St. Joe.
Yeah.
A lot of people are track C.
People have transferred. People are track C. People transferred in. Like a bunch of people left that I thought were still at St. Joe, and then a bunch of people are still at St. Joe who I thought left. Like Conlon, where did he come from? He just appeared one day. I parked my car, and all of a sudden his minivan was there, and I was like, "Whoa, you still go here?" I thought he left sophomore year.
Yeah, there's a lot of people that have left. Like, if I said a name in a class, a lot of people would be like super nostalgic, whether it's positive or negative. Just because people that aren't here anymore, you're like, oh yeah, I remember him. Like if I say Pat, everyone knows who I'm talking about.
Oh my gosh,
yeah, Pat! I forgot about Pat.
We're trying really hard to get Pat on the podcast. So.
Oh my gosh, I would pay.
Dude's in Florida right now, so it's kind of hard.
Oh my gosh.
Wow.
Yeah.
He's living the life.
Yeah.
I want to be in Florida. I mean, I'm going to Florida for spring break, but it's still too far away. I'm actually going back to Texas in the next few weeks.
I haven't been back to Texas since I left. I don't know why.
I only went, me and Tiffany went I've been mostly when family members die, so not really great experiences of going back. I went one time for spring break, and all the other times were like when family died. So that was a bummer. But I'm going. So I decided literally last night with my mom that I needed to see Baylor because I got in, and it's one of my top college choices. And I haven't been on an official tour. So my mom and I are gonna leave halfway through the week before spring break. So I'm gonna miss school and go on a college visit at Baylor. So I will be back in the Lone Star State. I'm actually flying through. I'm flying into Dallas and then driving down to Waco.
Can you please make a vlog for me?
Should I make? Maybe I will. We can put it in the podcast.
That could be the first thing you post.
Yeah, so the vlog.
No one would understand what was going on.
No, but yeah. So I'm going down to Baylor, and I'm gonna spend like 4 days there. So I'm pretty excited. Back in Texas. I'm gonna eat so much barbecue. Let me tell you, the amount of brisket. Sorry, Good Friday, but I will be eating meat all day long.
I miss barbecue.
I know
barbecue here is awful.
It's actual garbage.
There's some that got it right. There's a few that got it right, but a lot of them did not. It's
Heroes a little bit. It's like it's trying.
No. It's not barbecue, but it's good food. I'll give it that. I like their rib tips, but I wouldn't call it barbecue. So.
I'm getting the ribs tonight. I don't.
Oh, I know. Yeah, we have to go to King Eros later because I went earlier before this with my family when I almost got hit by a deer and they didn't give me my food, so I got to go back for food now.
Wait, I'm a little confused. Like, what road were you on?
The one, you guys know the road over by Notre Dame? That's like the woods, and then it's like the backside of Notre Dame by those apartments. So I was driving down that road, and the deer just run out. Funny story, I was driving next to Mr. Kennedy. I was driving my mom's car, and I look over at the red light, and it's Mr. Kennedy, and I was like, oh my gosh, what? So I was like, I guess panic setting.
Can that face just be the thumbnail for the video?
It was actually so scary. Just, I don't know why, like it's not like he hates me or anything, but I was driving my mom's car, so I was trying to really like pay attention because she actually like cares about her car, unlike I care about mine. And so I see him and I'm like, oh, I gotta drive well. Like, if Mr. Kennedy recognizes me, I can't be going 60 down the road like I normally do. Thank goodness, because I was driving and he gets behind me and I'm like, oh man, I really gotta like stay the speed limit here. And all of a sudden a deer dashes right in front of me, like a giant deer. And I slammed on the brakes. Thank goodness.
B&B survived another day.
Yeah, but Mr. Kennedy got a little close to my car, so that was terrifying. I don't even. Yeah, so he was pretty far back, but he was pretty close in the end. So, Mr. Kennedy, if you're watching this, I'm so sorry I slammed on my brakes in front of you. I just didn't want to die by a deer today.
I'm sure he listens to. I'm sure he listens to every single one of our podcasts.
Yeah, I'm sure Mr. Kennedy he's waiting for his mention right now.
Yeah, we were thinking about having him on. That's definitely something that I think needs to happen because he's the principal at our high school, and
he's so charismatic.
Yeah, we want to try to get more teachers on, because that makes for interesting conversation always. Yeah.
You should have him and Zach on at the same time.
That would. I feel like Zach definitely would not agree to that.
No, I don't think Zach would want to be on it at all.
Like two teams who are like complete opposites of each other. I feel like that would be really.
We've almost done that. Like with our mystery guest episode, we thought about that, and then we thought, if it's not good chemistry, it's not a good episode. So we split them up.
Oh my gosh. Wait, get Mrs. Fink and Mr. K on.
That would be a dynamic duo.
That'd be a good combination.
Maybe not as dynamic as me and Tiffany. But
yeah, I think we're better.
But they're pretty up there. We're just name dropping like literally everyone.
Yeah, I'm shocked.
Me and Tiffany have zero filter. Clearly.
I love Mrs. Fink. She is literally my school mom.
I would never bash them. I love Mr. K. I've had him for 3 semesters, and then I had Mrs. Fink for the first time this year. Loved both of them. Absolutely amazing. Their dynamic reminds me so much of me and Tiffany. It's terrifying. It actually does scare me sometimes because Mr. K will tell me a story and I'm like, whoa, me and Tiffany did the exact same thing last week. Yeah. I would never bash them. That was a good mention of them. I wasn't really bad. I don't think I bashed that many people I name dropped.
Do you guys like censor a lot? I don't.
We do if we have to, but we don't often have to. Surprisingly, the people of St. Joe are pretty self-controlled when we tell them to. I mean, no, seriously. That's not to say anything bad about St. Joe. It's just they're high schoolers. Of course, they're gonna slip some stuff while we're recording. But no, that's not. We don't have to censor a lot. Really, it's not that. It's really just, it's not even for like the website. It's more like for YouTube, because even though we're the smallest channel in existence, we don't want to get taken down for something stupid like a guest accidentally said some curse word that's not even considered a curse word, but YouTube says it is because YouTube's algorithm is, I don't know.
I mean, I've been pretty good. Tiffany can attest I'm pretty explicit as a person. I feel like maybe the 3 of you guys would know that I sit next to Jacob in a class. Zach knows me from track. Zach and Ben have known me for years. I'm a pretty I just have no filter at all.
Yeah. And I get mad really easily, so.
Yeah, so wow, when we road rage together, it gets crazy. You don't want to be in the car that's against us, let me tell you.
I've never road raged in my life.
I can't imagine you road raging. I think you guys can imagine me road raging. I'm pretty wild.
My road rage isn't even like it's nothing. You couldn't tell if you were outside of the car, but if you're inside of the car, it's just a bunch of things I have to say about the person. But it's under my breath, so it's okay.
I'm just so vocal, and I drive with all of my windows down when it's above 50 degrees. So you can just hear me. Like yesterday, we were in the McDonald's drive-thru with a bunch of Notre Dame college students, and I saw a car of really cute boys. Like they were cute, and they were looking. And I was like, time to roll down the window. So I rolled down the windows. I mean, it was nice out, so it wasn't anything crazy. And we were the next person. It was taking forever, and the person in front of us was just literally sitting there with all their windows down. And this girl who probably was around our age in the back seat keeps leaning out the window and looking at us. And I was like, why can't these people freaking hurry up? That was not the word used, but there was some explicits thrown in there. And me just openly yelling with all of my windows down about how slow these people are being. And then I just see the back window roll up.
And then she reversed.
Then the woman starts reversing at us. And I don't know why I've been in my mom's car lately. I shouldn't be driving it. It's too much of a, liability. But of course I was in my mom's car, so I'm like panicking. I'm like, she is not going to hit my mom's car, not today. So then I start screaming about how she's reversing, windows down, her windows down. She did stop reversing, did not hit us, but
I just don't understand why.
Why do people reverse in drive-thrus? I don't know if you guys have experienced this, but people reverse in drive-thrus around us all the time. I don't know what it is, but it's the dumbest thing I've ever seen.
I don't know. People don't reverse around me in drive-thrus. That kind of seems whack if you're doing that.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't do that. There's enough stress in drive-thrus as it is. I hate drive-thrus. I hate talking to a box. I don't like that.
Right?
I don't like that. Also, having to figure out, am I close enough to the window, or am I going to drop my card? Am I going to drop, yeah.
It would just be way easier if you could, like, order on your phone and then the thing could scan it, and then it, like, sends the order to the kitchen. Then you don't even need people at the drive-thru.
Yeah, it's probably happening already.
Don't worry. So, like, at Cane's, I work in the drive-thru now because I'm in a boot. I can't be in the kitchen. So I, like, either take orders or I take payments all day. And when I tell you the level of stress that I have, I can't, like, I remember the stress that I would have going through the drive-thru. But taking orders is just as stressful. It's so hard to hear people. Stop whispering in drive-thrus. Can that just be put out? Like, why do you go up there and go, psst, 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 psst? Speak.
Maybe some people just naturally talk like that.
No. You have to, like, think to be that quiet in a drive-thru.
No, yeah. If you're in a drive-thru, I mean, you gotta say stuff. You gotta, I don't know, man. People in drive-thrus are, even me, people turn into idiots at drive-thrus. Everyone's guilty of it. It's like when you watch someone at drive-thrus doing their thing, like if they're in front of you, you go, what an idiot this guy is. And then you do the same thing when you pull up. Like, everyone, you are not better than everyone at drive-thrus, but everyone stinks at drive-thrus. So because I'm not in a drive-thru right now, I can say that. Everyone, you're horrible at doing drive-thrus.
Yeah.
Horrible at driving to Costco on Saturdays. I'm sorry.
But don't go to Cane's if you don't want to get exposed in the drive-thru, because we have cameras so we can see everyone in your cars. So don't do dumb stuff. Like, maybe don't do drugs in your car in the Cane's drive-thru. When I tell you the amount of people that do that, pretty baffling. So don't do that. Also, like, we can see you. We can see when you're, like, having an attitude with us. We can also hear you when you stop talking, because the machine does not turn off when you finish talking, surprisingly. We can still hear you at the window.
Really? That's helpful.
No,
I badmouth a lot of drive-thru people after I'm done.
You can still hear in the thing, as long as your car's in front of it, you can still hear. Even if your window's rolled up, sometimes we can still hear you. So don't badmouth us, because that's happened multiple times, and then we don't give you good service. Well, that's not true. We still give you good service, but, like, we're hating on you. Like, they're being
judged.
There are normally 3 people in the back, and we will talk bad about people who come through the drive-thru. Like, if you say something dumb, we will make fun of you.
We will make fun of your haircut, your glasses, your messed up.
Why do we care? Why do I care? Like, imagine you're just 3 Raising Cane's employees that I've never met. You're making fun of me, but I'm never going to be impacted by that. Why do I care?
Yes, you do.
Because she goes to the same high school
as
the
care. No. This is a hypothetical.
I
don't know the 3 people.
Random person. This is to St. Joe people. This is to St. Joe people.
Have you seen people you know doing stuff like this?
Oh, yes. I've seen multiple St. Joe's. One time, a group of boys in a certain, I won't name.
In a certain sport?
In a certain group of people came through, like 8 of them. And sometimes we can talk to each other all as a group on the headset, because there's, like, a button to do that where it doesn't go out to the people, but we can all talk to each other. So sometimes we'll be like, oh, a dumb group of people is coming up, like, prepare yourself, kind of a thing. So this group of, like, 8 boys pull up, and I just hear in the headset from the coworkers, please, they don't get it. And I'm like, okay. So this was when I was working up in the front, and I would, like, give people their drinks and then give them their food. Who rolls up but, of course, 8 St. Joe students? And I know all of them. They don't recognize me because I have my mask and my hat on, thank goodness. But they had 8 drinks, and so I hand them to them, and I'm like, he's trying to take it with like 2 fingers. I'm like, homie, there's 5 drinks on this thing. Like, you're gonna need 2 hands. And he's just looking at me. I'm like, please take it with 2 hands. And he just looks at me and refuses. So I'm like, okay. I let go. He drops all of the drinks on and inside of and on the outside of his car.
And then she remade them.
Because I didn't, what was I supposed
have to?
No.
Yeah,
I
you
would have
have-
remade them. No,
But she
would've
has to
looked at
remake.
them.
I think it's
had
like
to.
No.
it's for It's like she could have gotten fired.
No, the
No,
thing is,
I'm
it's
not
not
remaking
her
them.
fault,
Yeah.
but she definitely has to because they'll fire you for something dumb like that.
That's such trash. I would have gotten up, thrown my little key card down, and said no.
No.
Nuh-uh.
So they did that, and I was so angry. So I had them remake all their drinks. I didn't even ask.
You know what? You should have filled them with water.
Oh,
That would have been worse.
Tiffany. No, but the
I would
water
have given them
water's literally the worst thing to make. Don't order water. It's so hard in the drink machine. There's no
Who orders
automatic.
a water.
So many people. There's no automatic
Bro,
button.
water's optional. What are you?
No.
Water's free.
No, okay,
Water-
so we have like a drink machine, so you just push the button and it like automatically fills it.
Alright.
But the water, you
Give
have
them
to
tap.
hold down the button the whole time. It's
Alright.
frustrating.
Just give them
Anyways,
tap.
they drop all their drinks. I didn't even ask them if they wanted ketchup. You're always supposed to ask if they wanted ketchup. I didn't. I was like, no, they don't deserve ketchup.
I don't think they cared.
Probably not. but like just them being dumb, and then like multiple people I know have come through. Like Manny Alanias has come through, but he like made fun of me and realized it was me, and like we vibed and it was funny. So I've seen Sam Brennan there. I've seen Nick Nagunja. Is that I don't know. If that's
Oh yeah, Nick.
Yeah, he's come through. He always knows who I am, but never will say anything to me. And I feel weird saying something to him because he knows my brother super well. And so like he always will text my brother, and Liam will be like, "Did you see Nick in the drive-thru?" I'm like, "Yeah, I didn't know he knew who I was." Every time. This happened like 4 years. It's happened like 4 times now. And I confronted him today at track. I was like, "Why don't you just like say something?" He's like, "I don't know if you know me." I'm like, "Clearly I do."
That's so weird. Wait, hang on. I just have to like go through the thought process.
So you both
Like,
just forgot that you both didn't know that the other one knew you, but you both did
but
know
then
each
you
other.
Still felt the need to text your brother and say that he saw you. Like that's just a waste of texting.
Oh, people do stuff like that all the time though. Like people
Like, is that just to start a conversation? Like, I just don't get that.
I don't know. I was kind
I
of
don't know.
confused too.
That's
But
how
yeah.
people do, dog. They're just like, whoa, I saw someone who's tangentially related to someone else I know, and they like freak out about it.
Yeah, I'm gonna
That's
text the other person
guy
because that's a
thing.
thing that I'm gonna do. I
Is
don't
that
know.
a guy thing? I don't think
Yeah,
it's a
I
guy.
definitely.
No, it's kind of a guy thing. Like I know.
What?
No, it is. It definitely is more than a girl thing. No, but it's like my sister doesn't for some reason instead it's like the opposite though, because for some reason because of Snap is weird and they'll add people that you've never met, but for some reason no. Like there's some people that go to St. Joe now that are like freshmen because that's like the closest I think that you could relate to an 8th grade middle schooler that my sister is, but that'll happen where she has the contact information and the Snap of this person, and then at school they'll be like, "Hey, you got your sister on Snap?" And I was like, "All right, cool. I don't care." But it's a weird thing. But Beans, yeah, it's a weird guy thing. I don't know why we do it, man.
Girls
I've done it.
only do it if they see a cute boy. That's
Yeah,
all.
it's like hey, it's like something like if you see someone that you think is cute, and then you'll text like their sister, like, "I just saw your brother," and they're like, "Why do I care?"
So I think it's for guys. It's just like we got homies. Like
Yeah.
we got power.
I think it's because honestly, no matter how great friends that girls are, I think y'all can turn on each other a little easier.
No, it's because we all
Whoa.
hate each other.
What?
Wait, what?
We all hate each other. Like
That's it too. That's what I mean. That's like
Before
basically
we
what I was trying to say.
each other, we instantly hate each other.
Yeah.
I don't know why. It's just like it's just a common understanding.
Yeah. But dudes vibe with dudes if you don't even know who the dude is until they do something you don't like.
Which I've always thought was weird. Like, I was talking about this with one of my guy friends the other day. I was like, you know, a dude friend, and he was like, what does that even mean? It's like a guy that you're chill with, but you're not really close friends with them, but you still vibe with them.
Yeah, like me and Beans, you know.
Like, girls don't have that. You're either friends or you're not.
Yeah, it's like it feels like like for girls it's like guilty until proven innocent, and for guys it's innocent until proven guilty. Because I'm like, I'll see like a dude on the street, I'm like, what's up, man? But if that dude like punched me, I'll be like, all right, now we got a problem. But that's it.
I mean, I would just try to find out why he punched me. Maybe he has some deep emotion.
Yeah, I'll be like, hey man, I don't like that, but what's up? Can we talk about this before I get angry? Because I don't know.
Marscola finna Hulk out, dude.
I like low-key got some anger issues.
What?
I don't know.
I would never think you would say.
Well, no, but the thing is, they've never like come out too much because I don't talk to a lot of people. So that's, I don't know. Like if I was an Avenger, I'd be the Hulk, and I don't want to be the Hulk, but I would.
Jacob, I want to see angry you. Genuinely, I really do. I
get angry like when like the only time I've been like anyone could probably see me because you can see the face in a football game. You can't see my face, but like if you watch me wrestle, that's it. But you'll get angry when you're wrestling because that's a thing you're gonna do. But it's especially if you're wrestling a guy that you've wrestled before. Like that's and I don't even talk to this person, but it's personal now because you beat me last time. So
you touched skin, so now you're bonded.
That's it.
I feel like I would laugh at angry Scola. I feel like it'd be like, oh,
you definitely would. You definitely would.
Now that I'm saying I want to see it, I have seen it because I did go to some of the wrestling meets this year with Eric, and when you would wrestle, you had this different demeanor. Like
no matter like how bad you are at wrestling or if you're new, you get up there after like a few like matches because you're not like the first time I ever wrestled, I didn't get up there like I'm gonna mess you up, but after a few, you just get in that mindset, like, I don't care who you are, but I'm going to survive on the mat until you pin me or I pin you, so.
Yeah, I mean, I think I've seen you angry then, and then at football, because I was on the sidelines most of the year this year, and, like, when you would, I just remember vividly, like, 2 times, you would, like, come over and you would just, like, angry set your helmet down. And it wasn't, like, really pronounced, but just, like, you could tell that you were mad the way you set your helmet down on the bench. And it was kind of scary. Like, it was scarier than when I would see someone yell.
It's just, like, a put-together anger. It's, like, a sophisticated anger.
Like, it's the anger that, like, you might kill someone and no one would ever know because you're just so chill about it.
See, I don't feel that. I feel more of, like, an angry CEO.
That's what I feel when I listen to that one song by Phil Collins, In the Air Tonight. Like this like barely put together facade over this like extreme amount of anger that can just snap someone's neck.
I know what you mean. You talk to Andrew Lamont, he loves the song. That's like his song. It was like a big joke too, all 4 years of football. That was his song. When it came on, he would get fired up. But that's it. And especially with Andrew, because Andrew's got that kind of mentality too where he does well, except for like when he kind of does get fired up. But when he's ready, like I can tell he's in that mindset of I'm gonna kill you, or I could kill you, or I want to kill you, but you'll never know because, like you are saying, like In the Air Tonight is a very that song. It's a very, I mean, that's not what it's about. I don't even know what it's about. No one knows what it's about.
It's kind of well, I know what it's about. It's just about Phil Collins. He was just really mad at someone.
Yeah, Phil Collins was kind of in like a weird place, I heard, when he wrote that song. He was in a very strange place, and he just wrote it. Because it isn't like a positive song; it's a negative song. But it's a song that is very, like, it's very mellow. But when that drum solo comes on, you know something bad's about to happen, and it's a great song.
Yeah, I love that song.
Why do I'm not sure if I even know that song? Like,
whoa, that's like.
I think if you play
that's a sacrilege to us.
You know what? We did it last week. Beans, you can take a break from doing an outro, especially since we do have to we do have to end here soon, but we can end it on In the Air Tonight, like we did last week.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Right. But
Beans, unless you wanna go out with an outro. You haven't had an outro in a few weeks.
Oh, I could. This has been the weirdest episode, I want to say. It's just been like teenagers vibing.
Yeah.
That's our podcast vibe. Maybe we should call it teenagers vibing.
That's fair.
Yeah, also, that is one thing. Before you say anything, Beans, about your outro, I did want to ask before, just a quick question. Do you have an idea of a name? But that sounds cool. I don't know.
All of our ideas have been shot down.
Yeah, okay. Well, originally it was Pillow Talk, and then that was too sensual.
Yeah, I feel like...
It was because we sit on the ground with pillows, but I realize now that that's not the vibe that people get. But I don't really know now if we're going to put it through the St. Joe website, because we're almost done with school. We might just do our own thing, and it still might be too sensual, though. I don't know. We're thinking maybe, what was the other one?
Attic Archive.
Yeah, because my room looks like an attic.
That's kind of cool. Attic Archive sounds cool, but it feels like it's not going to give the impression you guys want it to. That makes me feel like I'm going to listen to like a conspiracy theory podcast. Yeah,
I had the same thought. Maybe we'll just call an episode that. But I really like Teenagers Vibing. I don't know.
Teenagers Vibing.
That might pull through. Hold on, let me put that in my notes. I have a whole notes page of name ideas. Wait, why don't I pull that up while I'm on the idea? Okay, names. Wow,
Teenagers
these are
Vibing.
Embarrassing. Yeah, Teenagers Vibing is definitely up there now. -4 attention span. A lot of these are Tiffany forcing me to type them. Community Circle. Noise in the Basement. Background noise.
Noise in the Basement sounds like a cool band.
Yeah, we had that idea too, so we were gonna save that for when we start a band.
Yep.
Oh man, I have a great band name, but I literally avoid telling people it because I think it's the greatest one of all time.
Okay, never say it, Ben.
Don't
never
say it. Just wait till it comes out, and when I see that, I'll be like, oh yeah, that's it.
And then one of the last ones was The Jungle, because I wanted to say at the start of every episode, "Welcome to the Jungle." Like the song.
You could open every episode with "Welcome to the Jungle."
I know, that's what I'm thinking. I don't know. I don't know how Tiffany feels about that one. I really liked it.
That's interesting.
I don't know. So I think we're kind of now between Teenagers Vibing, The Jungle, and then maybe, I don't know. I think those might be our top 2 right now. We will get on. Well, I guess we're gonna have to pick a name so that you guys can link us on.
You're gonna have to get on it now because people know it's happening. So
yeah, now we really actually have to put this into motion.
Yeah, I already hyped it up. So.
Yeah, we've been hyping it up for months. And
we've heard a lot. Like DePaul will be like, "How's that podcast going, Jacob?" I'm like, "It's going great." And they'll be like, "How's that podcast going?" Amelia's like, "Hadn't happened yet, but it's happening soon."
Yeah, so I think I don't know. Next, I know that I'll create the channel this weekend. Maybe we'll post next weekend because, is it next weekend? I don't know. So I work literally all weekend long, and when I get home, I crash and sleep or I do homework. But I have a Saturday coming up where I'm off of work, so I might really actually sit down and edit stuff. But I think we're gonna get on the channel. Maybe we'll do it tonight.
We could always just get an editor too.
Yeah, well, that might have to happen because I don't have time in my life.
I don't.
But we're gonna pick a name tonight, I think, and start the channel up. I'll send you a text.
Well, hopefully, ladies and gentlemen, when you are watching this, we'll have that in the description. And even if there's no videos there, you can go ahead and subscribe. Get on that so you can be ready for the first episode to be posted. Beans, go ahead and take us out, and then I'll take us out. And Beans is frozen.
That sums the episode up.
Sorry,
hey, Beans.
I'm alive.
Beans.
It's me, I'm alive.
Beans, go ahead and take us out.
Alright, I see you, Amelia and Tiffany, on the attack. You're out here trying to steal our Zach. But he's ours forever. Alright? And you will have him never. Alright? And, unless he's maybe, dying or something. But even then, you'll just still be teenagers vibing. And we're the best podcast of all time. So, goodbye and good night.
Good night, ladies and gentlemen. With that, we'll have in the edit tonight, and we'll end it here. It's a rather long intro.
I think I might know the song.
Oh, you do. You know we gotta get to the drum solo. Let it all out, Beans. We got a drum. Thank you for coming on BeansTalk, ladies and gentlemen. We'll have a wonderful episode for you next week. So tune in next week, and we'll be having some more fun.